welcome back to the Flower Files, Wildly Native Flower Farm podcast. This week we're going to talk all things, what do we do with flowers when we have them? We planted 1,000 seeds way back when, and we had to figure it out.
We definitely had to figure it out. Lizzie was funny. She would walk out, she'd be like, wow, that's pretty. Wow.
Yeah, I still do that.
Mm-hmm. Especially if it's something new or we get like that oddball thing that like, ooh, what's that?
Yeah, or like something random from last year that just decided to come back and reseed. And I'm like, ooh, I'm going to go cut that specifically for this. Like, I feel like we do that all the time. Or I do that all the time, and it cracks me up. I'm like, this is perfect for this. And I tried to stick it in our bridal bouquets as much as possible.
Yeah, I was just telling Liz last week, some of my favorite times are when you send me out in the fall for like one oddball arrangement that somebody's ordered. And I just go out with a vase with water in it, and I get to pick out my favorite flowers to put in there and just, oh, that's pretty. Okay, I can deliver this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Those are usually the best ones.
Well, for you guys, I struggle with those because there's so many times where I have the vase and I put it down because I want to do something else, and then I turn around and I dump the vase.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, whatever. I give up.
Especially if the wind is blowing.
Yeah. It's a little easier now that there's water out there.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I don't know. I still like, I must pick the bumpy ground to put it on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ugh. Okay, so we planted 1,000 seeds, and after we figured out the mulch, the black paper, that we worked so hard to put that black paper down.
Mm-hmm.
The dog stepped on it the one day and ripped it, and I was like, I don't like this stuff.
And you're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it anymore.
And then the newspaper always made me feel weird because I was like, what about the inks and if somebody wants to eat them? Like, I just, I struggle with that. And then that's how we landed with the fabric, which I know we've already talked about, but like, it was a very real moment where, okay, we know we can grow. Mm-hmm. We can grow and we can grow and we can grow. But what do we do with it? And I think that's the bigger question. We grew some flowers. And what do we do with them now?
Mm-hmm.
What are our options? Where can we go with this?
And I think right now too, where like we've found a good rhythm with what we are doing with them, but it's like we're trying to find that full circle moment of dried to the seed, back into the ground, used fresh, save everything, petals and stems and all of that. I feel like we've got some things in the works, which is very exciting. But you know, it's, I guess the plant's circle of life is what we're trying to do, and not just add to the pile of stems and trash that sits on the floor.
Right.
Like.
And how do we use all parts of it, and how do we look at it through a different lens? I mean, so obviously social media, all of the things, parts of Instagram, and you know, the Cut Flower Association and this Grower Association and all of these different things. And there was a whole big long post that I read about, you know, what are some greens that people use, and a lot of people talked about how they use greens of flowers before they even bloom. Marigold is used very heavily.
Mm-hmm.
We use a lot of herbs.
Mm-hmm.
We use a lot of herbs in our stuff because
cosmos too. Mm-hmm. I'm not a huge fan of cosmos. If you haven't heard before, it's just they're beautiful and delicate, but they do not last in any sense unless they're sitting in water.
I want something that's going to be durable because let's face it, by the time they get cut in the field, and depending on how they're processed and what their end thing is,
like their end use goal.
Yes, that was much better. Thank you. But it depends on what you're going to do with that. They're not going to. So let's talk about some of the different things that you can do with flowers. So you can, Lizzie, what do you do with flowers?
Well, from the wedding side, we're making bouquets and bud vases and cocktail tables and arrangements and greenery and hanging installations, and there's like you name it.
Okay, so pause for a second and let's go backwards through that. A bouquet is going to be in and out of water.
Yeah.
A cocktail vase could be knocked over and stood back up, has the potential for some in and out of water.
Sitting in the sun, needs to be strong against the wind.
Yep.
Especially here with being on the water.
100%. 100%. talk about some of your arch pieces and things like that. We're using oasis, moss. There's a couple different things that we're using. So you have to know which flowers are going to still drink if their stems are clogged with oasis.
Yeah, or even if it's hot.
Yeah.
Heat is a huge thing, or if it's sitting in the van.
Or if it's direct sun.
Yeah, that's a lot. We're always incredibly thankful when we get our arches that are like still in the heat, but they're like in the shade.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, okay, thank God, still look good for pictures, because you can tell when they're drooping. You're like, it was a hot day.
Plus the width of the stem too.
Mm-hmm.
The width of the stem is that definitely, a bouquet of 30 cosmos compared to a bouquet of 30 sunflowers or celosia.
Yeah.
Celosias, some of them are the size of thick celery.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to know what your end thing is going to be. And if you think about that from a production standpoint, if you're a florist and you're getting things shipped in, sometimes they come in boxes without water.
Yeah.
So some things are shipped wet, but some things are shipped in without water. So you've got to rehydrate. And that's a whole different level of stress on the plant too.
Yeah, and trying to learn how different plants act, like hydrangeas. You can flip them upside down and stick the heads in water and they'll perk back up faster. Like with stock, if you crush their stems a little bit and put them in water, their petals will perk up a lot faster than just cutting them and sticking them in water. Gerbers are supposed to be cut underwater because of their water intake. Like, it's just, there's multiple, like,
but if you use something that's sticky or sappy, like a milkweed or
poppies,
or anything like that,
like red poppies,
their ends burn.
Yeah, or daffodils.
Stop that.
Sometimes you've got to be careful with daffodils because they're so slimy and gross. We have figured out you don't have to necessarily burn them, but if you put them in a bucket and just kind of let them seep into the water for a little bit, like, you'll be able to tell, like, as soon as you cut them, they're fine, and then when you pick them up and it's like slimy, and then when they're done, like, you can tell when they're done.
Yeah.
And then you can mix them with other stuff, but it's still like it's a learning process because they all act differently.
100%. So figuring out how to use them and then how to not waste some of that stuff is really important. Really, really important.
And what are we allowed to reuse? Because a lot of the reusing is in, like, I don't say like topicals, but like bodily functions and like senses, like eating, like edibles, or having bath soaks, or I don't know.
You have to know your flower.
Yeah.
What it can handle.
Yeah, because there are some that look like they're poisonous, like foxglove. Totally 100% looks like it's from like a fairy tale. I would not eat that ever. ever. It's so poisonous. But like ranunculus, they're poisonous. Mm-hmm. But peonies are edible. Like, to me, a bigger flower would seem more poisonous than a smaller flower. Mm-hmm. But I guess that's the give and get with what's poisonous. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, in spring flowers in particular.
Yeah.
That, if you look at the different sections of flowers out of the season, there's more poisonous in spring, but I don't know if that's an adaptation over the years because they have to be poisonous so that they're not eaten because they're some of the first things that are available. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Also, a lot of I'm totally derailing, but a lot of the flowers in the spring have that cupped, like your larkspur, your or delphinium, your foxglove, all that kind of stuff.
I just looked this up, and like poisonous flowers in the spring. Lily of the valley, is poisonous,
and they're so delicate and cute.
And dahlias are poisonous.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey guys, Lizzie here. I bet you didn't know this about me, but I am gluten-free, and one of the things that I struggle with is going to the grocery store and finding the foods that fit my dietary needs. What I have been doing for the past couple of months is ordering from Hungryroot. Now, Hungryroot is an online company where you can order groceries off of their website. It's full of produce, crackers, cookies, to muffins, to meats, and all the different types of snacks and things like that. They have made my life so much easier in the process of finding foods that fit my dietary needs. There are filters that you can adjust, such as non-GMO, dairy-free, gluten-free, paleo, different preferences and things like that. So what they have done for us, because they're such a generous company, the Hungryroot team has given us a 40% off discount code on your first box. So if you use the code FLOWER40, and that's capital FLOWER 40 at checkout, you will get 40% off your first box. I'm so excited to team up with these guys. They've made such an impact on my life in the morning and to my day-to-day life, and I hope you experience the exact same thing that I do. All of the information will be linked down below, including the link to where it should already be pre-applied to your cart when you hit the link and go to their website, and I will also add the code at the bottom for easy access in our show notes. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and enjoy your first box through Hungry Road. I guess with some of them, like the what's around the
See, but they're the same form and function,
like the stripes.
They look the same as a peony.
Mm-hmm. Rhododendrons are poisonous. Lantana, which is assuming because it's pokey, like I wouldn't want to eat that anyway. So
You hate lantana anyway.
I'm sorry, she's my friend. I hate lantana. It stinks. It pokes you. I've worked with it too much in garden centers, and it just like everywhere. I can't handle it. I can't do it. Azaleas are poisonous. Some irises are poisonous. Bird of paradise is poisonous. Like it's just, I don't know. It's you got to be smart. You got to know what you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm. The really inviting ones are the poisonous ones.
Yeah. It's so weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them, I guess, are more poisonous than that, or more concentrated, because some of them have like warning, all parts of this, seeds,
but
stem,
flower. Okay, if I came to you and I said, do you think hibiscus is poisonous or not? What would you say?
Well, I know that it's not.
No, it's not. But like, if you came up to me and said like you had a dahlia and a hibiscus in one hand or the other, which one do you think is poisonous? I would say the hibiscus.
Yeah, for sure.
Because of the way that it
bright
looks,
colors and all of that kind of stuff.
And they're not. Like, I wonder if is Nigella poisonous?
I don't know.
Let me look.
Yeah, this is information we probably should know.
Learn with us, guys.
There are charts and all kinds of things that we look at. There's specific, and there's also, it's interesting. So when you start talking about florals that can be used for edibles, because everybody wants them up, Lizzie has a thing.
They're considered only slightly poisonous. You shouldn't, see?
So you should lick them.
Yeah, it says nonetheless, you should never consume a whole plant. Caution is advised. But don't allow them to like nibble, like kids or dogs to like nibble them. It's kind of like a
poinsettia.
Yeah, like it's okay, but you're not gonna like die from it.
You're like gonna kind of die.
Yeah. Well, you know how much of a poinsettia you have to eat before, like even a cat. Do you know how much a cat has to eat before it dies?
The whole thing.
Yeah. Everybody's like, oh, they're poisonous. It's like your cat will hurl. Yeah. It probably upsets their guts a lot more.
Yeah, a red leafy flower. I'm assuming would probably be poisonous. Yeah, that already has like sap from it. Like,
and they're sticky. Yuck.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Not for me.
So okay. So you've got flowers. You know, some of them are edible, some of them are not, and you're trying to figure out. You're standing in this field. I'm not speaking from experience at all.
No, not at all.
I was like, this is great, and then I was like, I feel like Rapunzel. This is the best day ever. I never should have done this.
Yeah.
It's that panic of, oh my God, I have to do something with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So trying to figure out. So initially, I didn't know we were going to do anything with design because this hidden gem of a child over here. I was like, nope, I just want to do wholesale. So for a couple of years, I just kind of played with wholesale and tried to figure out, you know, I feel like there's so many different ways that people think flowers are processed. So they think of them in like large mass fields with great pictures of the tulips in you know, the Dutch and the Netherlands and all of the things over there. I almost said the Dutchlands.
I heard that coming out. I was like,
rewind.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you think of these great big huge fields, but realistically there's other flowers too that you can add and mix and change. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you go and you talk to the wholesale, or you talk to the florist and say, do you want wholesale? And we live in a small town, so for me it's an hour in any direction to get to a big city, which is a blessing. Mm-hmm. We can get to them, but it's a lot of traffic and a lot of
It's just a lot.
And then do you join there's a local farmer flower network thing that you can farm to door, and you can list this and do that and connect with them. And it's like, okay, so now I get one person in Wilmington and one person in Baltimore, and newsflash, that's two opposite directions.
Yeah, I feel like you either get 95 or you get the bridge.
Yeah.
Like there's just no balance.
I was like, this is insane.
Unless you're trying to like hop over God only knows where.
Yeah. I was like, so how do we break into that wholesale? And then how do you know how much to grow? And then how do you have the right quality? How do you have the right quantity? How do you beat the market?
And
if I can grow it, everybody can grow it.
And I mean, we have talked about it before. We do have a wholesale license. Like, I don't know what it is, but for the love of God, we cannot grow stock.
No, that's not true. Listen.
We can grow stock, but not at a wholesale level.
Oh, not in that quantity. I understand.
It's like straw flower. We could grow straw flower in every single way possible. Like, we had one row of straw flower in the hoop house, which again was a learning curve for us. We had one plant, we had one row. We had multiple plants, but we cut from it the entire year.
Yeah,
the whole year, from the beginning of like probably April.
I was gonna say late
to
March.
Like November.
Yeah,
and it just kept popping up. Another one.
It was funny.
Another one
in the fall when the light changed. It got really leggy.
Yeah, it got really skinny and long. It was like, I'm coming. It's like, I'm here. It's like, you can see me. But I mean, if we had a whole hoop house of just that, we could have straw flower and do it that way. But they're not like that. You know what I mean?
They love the heat. Well, and I think we could fatten them up if we fed them more and watered them more. It's like,
that makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. But like everyone says that it's so difficult to grow sweet peas. Sweet peas grow like weeds for us. If we have them, unless we rip them out, they 110% will come out.
Well, the one year that we had them, and I was like, we'll just let them go because they reseeded themselves. We put in T-posts. Were they, Amber? 6 feet apart?
I think they were 6 feet.
Yeah, they were 6 feet apart, and we had just regular ag trellis netting.
We had buckets.
Oh my God, but it wasn't just that. It was, we had moved out into the field. We weren't paying as much attention to the stuff.
They pulled the posts over.
Everything fell over. Yeah. I mean, they were over my head. And I mean,
and the photographers love it. Like they, sometimes that's the earliest colorful thing that we have probably in like April. Like the first ones start to come up in April. May is like the let me count. But May is like our first like peak of like, oh, the peonies are coming. Like the buds are starting to pull through, and then we go out and be like, okay, it's time to keep growing. Like that one
stemma, you get like
you get
all
and the one row that we had, like, I think Nicole was talking to me about it. There's this one woman, it's a mom, she grows peonies, but like rows and rows and rows of peonies. She makes thousands of dollars off of these peonies within a short
triple digit thousands.
Like, okay, so like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and she has it insured and everything because God forbid there's a storm that comes through or whatever. I don't know where she's exactly located, but it's insured for her kids. So if something happens, like it's protected. But she makes so much money from like a 2 to 3 month period, depending on when they bloom. That's a thing. Yeah. And the row that we have, how long is that row out there?
Oh, I bought those, I think, our second year.
So it's about half of a full field.
So it's half of a hoop house. So it's 50 feet.
Okay. Last year we had over probably 1,700 peonies. From that one row, and we have 3 other rows growing, and it's their first year, so we can be gentle and pick.
It's cutting year.
Yeah, it's their first bloom. So.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. We are going to have
cut their heads off the first 2 years. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I can't imagine like this year because they just keep coming back, and we take care of them. Like the girls take care of them, and we treat them as they should be.
Yeah.
and they're beautiful.
They're the princess of the patch.
But most of the time when they're blooming, the amount of time where everybody else goes and cuts the field, I'm cutting peonies the entire time. And I mean like fucking buckets. Buckets of peonies. And what sucks is that the white and the light pink that have some of the like the bright magenta stripes and things like that, they go first. But we have, other than a few like deep dark red ones, I think we have like 2 or 3 plants of those like really deep red ones out there. They fly, but like the magenta super dark, I wish they bloomed in the fall, but sometimes they sit in the cooler. Yeah. And they sit and they sit and they sit until it's time to hang them.
Color isn't used as often for that time of year. We do have 2 weddings this year that wants a similar color to those that I'm like, come on, land just right.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope that the weather just pushes a little bit.
Well, you know what? And that was another thing that we learned. That was that first year we had so many of the little Dutch iris. Do you remember we had planted them even when the hoop house was not where it is now? We had a little tiny 50-foot hoop house, and I was like, this is great. I'm going to fill it, and I'll never outgrow it. And now I have like 4 of them. But the Dutch iris were all the way in the back, and they came up. And when they come on, they come on. Yeah. There's no slowing them down. No. So as they were coming in, I was like, oh my God, I've got to save these. So we had a fridge out in our garage, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna put them all in there. I took everything out. I put all of the sodas and everything else in coolers.
Dad came out and he was like, Liza, what the fuck?
Just go back inside. It's gonna be fine. Everything's fine.
But like there would be like 2 that would pop open, and then the next day there would be like 50 million of them.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna save these. So I put them in the regular refrigerator. All of the buckets that were towards the back froze. Every single one of them. And that's when I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm buying a flower cooler.
Yeah. It was
I was like, nope.
It was depressing to say the least.
Nope. I was so butthurt.
Yeah. It was
so butthurt. So we grow all these flowers and we can design with them. We can also go to wholesale with them.
And we do a little bit. We work with some local markets where, you know, it's funny. It's interesting to see the dynamics and how they change through the season, where when the boaters start to come down, the colors start to shift. Yeah. There's different demographics and different colors. So everybody loves, you know, bright, bold, and beautiful and all of that kind of stuff. But if you have a couple that are neutral, you have a couple, one of the favorites of everybody this year that they couldn't get enough of was eucalyptus and sunflowers. Those bundles they were the first ones to go. And then the bundles of plain eucalyptus. But having bright and airy, having some of the neutrals, having some color specific, that definitely made a difference too. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Which I thought was interesting.
Without a doubt.
And I definitely think there's times where we have extras. I mean, I'd rather have too much.
We get a lot of extras, especially in August. It's like, okay.
Well, and that's when we are pretty heavy on our donations. So, I mean, we do a lot of donations throughout the year. We sponsor a lot of local events. Somebody will be celebrating something, and you know, there's many times where there's educational things. Echo Hill came to us, and they were celebrating. I think it was their 100 years.
I think so. And that's when we're excited about indoor weddings too, because we know that our flowers are going to last. And I'm just saying, if you work with us in August, you get a lot of flowers. A lot. Because every once in a while we're like, well, we have the flowers, so we might as well just fill it in. Yeah. Like, you know,
throw a little extra here. I feel like we do that almost across the board.
Yeah. And I know that a lot of people come to us and like, well, you guys are just so much cheaper compared to like people over the bridge. Like, well, think about the process. We're not processing buckets of hydrangeas that have little tiny plastic bags filled with water attached with rubber bands on the bottom of hydrangeas, packed in a box, like throwing out trash from Ecuador, the Netherlands, Canada, like God only knows where, to California, like from everywhere, and all that time and the hours that it takes to process everything.
But think about how sturdy those flowers have to be, and that's the other thing that's different for us.
And what's on your flowers?
I wasn't going to go there.
Pesticides.
Well, the regulations through the different countries are so different.
Yeah.
And flowers aren't regulated the same way that food is.
Mm-mm.
But I don't know about you, but if something smells good, the first thing I want to do is I want to smell it. So I'm a tactile person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a hugger. I'm a tactile person. I'm always touching.
Mm-hmm.
That's my, like, if I had to guess what my superpower was, it's hugs. Because I'm always like, hey, let me hug you. That's why God gave us arms. But I don't know the process of some of the other things. Are they fumigated? And I'm not saying that it's wrong, because if you're shipping something in, I don't want your disease.
Yeah.
You can keep your disease in your country.
Mm-hmm. And that protects them, because then what are they going to trace it back with? Like when we went and toured in a wholesale business with flowers, I guess is what you can explain it. I'm sure there's like a specific thing, whatever. But there was a person that had a job to look at everything that came in to make sure that it all looked good. Mm-hmm. And because some of the workers that work there don't know what flowers are supposed to look like. Yarrow is not supposed to be droopy. Right. At all.
But they're not necessarily going to know that if
no.
they're an hourly employee and their job is to find code 1016 yellow.
Yeah, with their little
in the container.
Finger scanner.
I mean,
quality control.
There has to be there. Yeah. Well, on top of the fact, we're going to harvest and use things at a totally different cycle of flowering. We want things big and bold and lush and in your face. Mm-hmm. If you're trying to sell or work with a flower shop, they want it super tight because they want it to last.
Yeah.
So knowing when to pick, what your market is, and how to figure it out.
Yeah, we're lucky with being able to watch everything out in the field.
Yeah.
By like a lot.
Minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's going to pop tomorrow. Hey, we're going to need that for the weekend. Hey, don't touch that. Mm-hmm. Tie a ribbon around that so nobody cuts that because we like that and we want to pull those seeds. Like there's so many layers to it now.
Yeah.
Long story short, support your local flower farmers, because A, it's going to be cheaper just because of the process,
mm-hmm.
and B, you're going to get so much more out of your flowers.
Yeah,
100%.
More life.
Yeah, we care a little bit more because we grew it from seed.
Literally. Mm-hmm. Literally. Yeah. I feel like, I know this sounds crazy, but when I first started, so Joe is super into marketing and he likes a plan for everything. Like he's very
technical.
I don't know if it's technical or
logistics.
Uptight. I'm not sure.
It's both. It's business. That's what
it's tactical.
What it is.
It's very specific. Where I'm more of a jump in. Hey, we'll do it. We'll figure it out. And both sides have good and bad to it.
Mm-hmm.
Did I have a marketing plan initially? Well, that's why I grew on the smallish side to begin with,
mm-hmm.
to see what the process was and how it worked and all of that kind of stuff. But I am definitely that person who jumps and then checks their parachute, where Joe is the person who has checked his parachute, has checked the emergency part of the parachute, packed it himself, jumped, and then gone, is it still going to work?
Yeah.
I'm up in air going, woo!
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's lots of different approaches to it. And I feel like you have to have a certain level of, we're going to figure it out as we go if you're going to be in farming.
Yeah.
I mean, between snow and rain and bugs and...
Yeah, and the weather tells you what you're going to do.
And, who
yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
You just have to be able to know that if you don't like gambling, don't be a farmer.
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, especially now, because anything can happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, our winters are not what they used to be.
Well,
like, at all.
And the swings are so huge.
Mm-hmm.
The swings are just ginormous.
Yeah. Watching everything, especially with, like, weather predictions and trying to read, like the bugs in the flowers kind of tell you what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, if we're like, oh, this time last year it was ready, and we're like, well, I guess it's not gonna be warm the next 2 weeks. Like, there's like that sweet spot. There's like that last like false like spring summer. You're like, oh no, it's cold. You're like, we're gonna turn to like 2 days of like 70 something degrees, maybe like high 60s, and then you go, oh no, it's 40. Sorry.
It's like testing the water with your toe. Not time yet.
Yeah.
Back up.
Yeah.
No way.
Mhm.
Keep your shoes on.
Yeah.
Nope. Not at all. Not at all. So, I don't know. If somebody says, hey, what are you going to do with them? If they had asked me that when I first started, I would have kind of gone, I don't know, I'm going to sell them and figured it out. But the answer that should be said is something along the lines of do your market research, know where you can sell them, and continue to grow and figure out what makes sense. And we've done that and scaled appropriately. Have we stepped into the wholesale world? Not what most people would define wholesale.
Not necessarily.
Buy the
But
flowers for us to use.
we have had some florists that, and we have a couple here and there that we know that they usually ask us like, hey, do you have peonies? I need like 5 for a bottle bouquet.
50. Or I think the best compliment we got is when other flower farmers, maybe the flowers could call me, but if other flower farmers call me and say, hey, I need da-da-da-da to fill out my bouquets this week. Do you have these?
They ask us. Yes, we do. And be like, at least we're prepared. Yeah.
Well, there's been times where I've called them and be like, oh my God, I need 30 steps.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's.
There's a lot of different avenues I feel like we've kind of tested, and we found our special spot, and now we're just trying to round out the circle of what to do with them after they're cut.
For sure.
Like,
yeah. And how to dry them. I mean, if we've gone through and we've used everything that we can and exhausted all the options, that's when we start drying them. And then there's the craft aspect from there. Like, how do you extend that season? And we're dealing with a perishable product.
Yeah.
The moment we cut it, it's dead. So how do we sell it while it's
well, I mean, like, the moment it blooms, it's got a lifespan. It's got a shelf life. Like,
absolutely.
It's just, it is what it is.
Absolutely. So how do you figure out what to do with it after? So when they're dried, they're shelf stable.
Yeah.
But what do you do with them?
Because they're pretty hanging, and some of them are not pretty.
See, and it cracks me up because there's so many times where people are like, oh, what's that? I'm like, dude, that's a weed.
Yeah.
Nicole and Lizzie can walk through the field and be like, oh, look at that. And I'm like, it's a weed. They're like, no, look at the seed head, and it's this, and it's that. And I'm like, it's a weed.
Yeah.
You're like, well, it withstands the heat out of water, so we're lucky. And that's what we're going to use.
Yeah. If it waddles like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's dead. They're like, no, it's dried. I'm like, it's dead.
Yeah.
They're like, stop it, it's dried. I'm like, okay. You tell me. I'm just going to go back to growing things.
I think my favorite thing is when the lines in here are completely full of stuff to dry and people walk in and go, wow.
Yeah, and then our light from, like, the actual barn is, like, shaded. And then when we take everything off, you're like, wow, we can actually, like, see in here. It's not just, like, natural light that we're reading to, like, bring stuff in.
Yeah.
Like, we have ropes, like, boat rope on the ceiling hooked up with hooks. We can all hang dry stuff, but we have to be careful where we hang dry this Tolosha because the seeds drop on the floor.
I hope they're on the floor. I don't like it when they drop on my computer keys.
Yeah.
Kind of like coffee seeds.
Yeah.
I know nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots and lots. Work with a team who sees things through different eyes. So what I see as trash, other people see as amazing things that they can do stuff with. So when somebody says, again, that rhetorical question of, hey, you've got flowers, what are you going to do with them? It's a world of opportunity. Not to sound like cliche, but there's so much you can do.
Yeah. You just pick your people and pick your avenue.
Know your market, people.
Nah, jump in, figure it out.
Who needs planning?
I think that'll say otherwise.
So will you, little miss, I have a planner.
Yeah.
I was really good this year. I got one. It shows me the week. I've got little places to take notes. And I just keep turning the page and putting the marker in for the next week. I'll try it next week. I try. Put little notes in there of like, don't forget this.
Gives me, like, peace of mind.
You're type A.
Yeah.
I don't know what I am.
X.
Or something.
I'm high 93 blue.
Yeah.
I don't know. But you know what? Keeps it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, cool. Well, you know what I would love? I would love if people would comment on this episode and tell me what they do with their flowers. What are things that you do with flowers? Or what are some of your traditions that you do with flowers that maybe not many people know about? That would be cool. I'd love to hear what other people do.
Yeah, please give us your ideas.
We'll
market it for you.
Yeah, we'd love to hear, we just want to hear what you guys do, because a lot of times we have people that come in asking for buckets. They're like, I didn't know you could do that. Well, this is what we did with that. And I'm like, I never thought about that. That's interesting.
And I love it when people walk in and they go, it smells so good in here. I'm like, I don't smell it at all.
We're all just blind.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, don't know what you're talking about. Unless it's the menthol from the eucalyptus. Cannot smell it.
That is burning your nostrils throughout the day. So,
all right, guys.
Yeah, so hit us with your ideas.
It's just jumping up and down.
Yeah, because she's excited.
All right, guys. You can catch us next week, or any week for that matter. We have Apple Podcasts now. Woohoo!
Yes, we do. Finally.
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Audible. You can find us anywhere you get your podcasts.
I think Audible's my favorite. When that one popped up, I was like, oh, we're official.
Yeah.
We have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can find us at the Flower Files or Wildly Named Flower Farm. We have a Patreon. Please make sure to check that out. There will be extra episodes and fun things there. And you can find us on the interwebs at wildlynamedflowerfarm.com.
And if you go to the link in our Instagram, it will show you all of those links in one spot. So you don't have to actually go find it. I did the work for you. You're welcome.
She was very excited the other day. She's like, I think we need a link tree. And I was like, I don't know what that's. She was like, are you going to use that for like a green? Like, what are we doing?
But Nicole knew what I was talking about, and then I put it up and I showed you yesterday. And you're like, oh. I was like, yeah.
I was like, they're going to talk about that. And then one day,
I mean, it looks good. I think it looks good.
I think it looks great now that I know what a linked tree is.
Yeah. All right, guys. Oh, yeah, that does look really nice.
Yeah, nice and purple. Go
check
it out.
We will catch you next week. I hope you have a great week.
Yeah, we will see you. Yeah, we will see you very, very soon. Enjoy the snow that has fallen on the ground that is ruining our lives. Bye.
Hey guys, just dropping a line to tell you about Patreon.
So I asked them, meaning Mom and Amber, what is Patreon anyway? Because I honestly had no idea. So we're going to explain it to you from our perspective so that you understand and so that I understand.
Because the first time I saw it, I was like, Patron? We're drinking tequila? Great. So Patreon is for less than a cup of coffee, those fancy coffees that y'all like, a day, you can sign up to become one of our members.
A little family.
Exactly. And what does that get us?
It gets us some freebies, some special episodes that other people do not get access to. You can interact with us on a special platform where we can ask you questions and interact with you. It's tons of fun.
And even on those special episodes, we might be less censored than we are already. And we're going to have a couple fun ones that we can just kind of throw in there and talk about and laugh and go on tangents and have fun. So I hope that you all enjoy it because we're going to have fun along the way. We're crazy, crazy, crazy excited.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Back to the episode now. Bye.
Gracias.